Okay, so today you're going to start creating your 3D commemorative coin about your decade. You should already have a plan in mind about what your coin is going to look like. Miss Foreman should have already talked to you about that. So you're going to be using a ThinkPad from the cart. It's going to be really important that you know what number you have, and you can find the number of the ThinkPad on the bottom left corner. There's a little sticker that has the number. Make sure you write that number on your paper somewhere so that if you don't finish today, you can come straight back to that ThinkPad. So you log on to the ThinkPad like you do in the computer lab with your username and password. And then it's going to take a while to set it up for you. So you're going to get these messages like, hi, how are you doing? Wait for this. We're getting things ready. And then finally, after about 3 or 4 minutes, you will get a desktop. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Google circle. And then in your web browser, you're going to type www.tinkercad.com. And this page will come up. Ms. Foreman will write the web address on the whiteboard in the library. And what we're going to do now is we're going to sign in. So you're going to click sign in the upper right corner. And we're going to actually sign in using Google. So underneath this next button, you're going to click sign in using social providers and choose Google. And then it's going to open probably to something like this. So you're going to type in your Google login, which is your first initial, last name, and then the last 4 digits of your number. And then the @ symbol, which is the shift and the 2 at the same time, stu.neisd.net. And then you're going to push next. And then on this one, you're just going to do your first initial, last name, last 4 numbers, and then the password is your whole number. And you're going to choose sign in. And then you're going to wait a minute and let it open. Okay. And I logged in as my son so I could show you how it looks to start from the beginning. So down here, you're going to go to create new design. And it's going to give you a blank work area. This is your work area, okay? You've got different shapes and things over here that you can use. We are only going to be using the cylinder to make the coin, and then you can add other shapes on top of that. So your cylinder, when you drag it over, so you're going to click and drag it over, you can also zoom in, you can zoom out, you can flip the sides, flip the thing, move it around however you want to see. Okay, so we want this coin to be 60 by 60. So you're going to pull it out until you see those numbers go to 60. And it takes a few minutes to get it. There we go. So 60, 60. See the 60 length and 60 width. And then the height, that's way too thick right now. This is 20, 20. I don't know how to close this box. Hold on just a second. Hide. No, come back. So Control Z, or if you mess up, you can do the undo button at the top usually. There it is. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but Miss Romine messed up, so we're going to try again. Okay, you've got this box. You're going 60, 60. But always, if you mess up, try hitting that undo arrow at the top. Okay, so oops, 60, 60. All right, there. And then what I want to do is I want to make it not so thick. So I'm going to squish this down from 20 to 4. Okay, and these are millimeters. Okay, so it's 60 by 60 millimeters and then 4 millimeters thick. So this is your actual coin that you're going to be working on. Okay, now two of the things that we want you to have are the dates and kind of what you're representing. So to get text, you need to, and I always lose where this is, but if you click on this basic shape, usually there's a text box inside the basic shape down arrow, okay? Now, you can put the letters on one by one, but that takes way too long. So if you click text right here, it will open up a box, or no, I'm sorry, drag it over, and you'll open up this box right here, okay? The color doesn't matter because everything's going to turn out white when you get it. You're going to be able to color on it later. But where it says text, you are going to type in whatever you are, either the dates or the event or the person or the music or whatever. So let's say I want 1950s, okay? So I can either put 1950s or I can put 1950. I could do 1950-1959. Either one is fine, okay? Now, obviously this is too big, so I'm going to click on this arrow over here, and I'm going to squish it down. Now remember, whatever the radius, what is that called? The diameter of our circle is only 60, so it's going to have to be less than 60 to fit on there in the first place. So see how this is 53 now, okay? And it's still too high. So I want this to squish down to probably 3, okay? Now, the other important thing, if I try to move this over here right now, and sometimes it's hard to move, okay, it's going to go underneath because I have them both on the same plane, 0, okay? So remember that our circle, circle is 4 millimeters high. So you need to use this cone and drag it up to 4 so that the numbers and the letters, whatever you're working on, will now sit on top of the coin. Okay, now it's still too big. So I'm going to squish it down a little bit more, and I want to make sure that I've got it on there, so I'm going to look at it straight from the top. So squishing it on there, and I'm probably going to want it at the bottom, at the bottom of my coin. So I'm just going to set it right there. Okay, so I like that so far. Now, I want to add some words to it. Here's something else that you can do. If you don't like using that cone, you can click on the shape or whatever, and you can add your work plane on top of that shape, like this. So now when I do my text, and let's say that I'm going to do Elvis Presley, okay? If I type Elvis, maybe I'll just put Elvis, okay? Again, I'm already dragging it on top of it now. So I'm already at that 4. So I can just make it smaller again. And I can't figure out how to get rid of this thing because it's in my way. But I'm going to pull that on top. And then I kind of like that. Whoops, like that. So perfect. Now, to get rid of that work plane, I just click on work plane and click outside. So now that should be sitting. Yes, it is, but again, it's too tall. I don't want it that tall. So I'm going to squish it down to about 4 or 3, something like that. Okay. All right. Now, if you would rather have, so that's going to be sticking up off of my coin. If you would rather have it indented in your coin, then you're going to choose whole. And you'll notice that it is now, the words would be laying inside the hole like that. So we've got that. Now, you would be adding your shapes and things on it. So you would go back to the right-hand side over here to basic shapes. Let's say I want to add, I don't know, a microphone because he used a microphone. So again, I'm going to make my work plane. I'm going to put the work plane on top of there again, and I'm going to drag over a half sphere so that I can make the front of my microphone, okay? And you see how all that works, okay? So let's say you get that all the way you want it. If you, when you are finished, or if you like pieces together and you don't want to, you accidentally move things, you can group them together so that they all move together by highlighting whatever it is that you want, and choosing, let's see, it's grouping right there, this little symbol at the top. And now, anytime I move those things, they all move together. So as you're building, if you group things, then you can move them easier. And then just to ungroup them, if you make a mistake, you just choose this symbol up here that says ungroup, and then you can, put it back the way you want it. Once you are completely finished, okay, up here at the top, you'll see that it has a strange name, okay? If you click on that name, I want you to change it to your first name. So mine would be Sarah, and then I would change it to Elvis because that is the thing that I made. Also, what I want you to do is once you've got it renamed, okay, go back to My Designs, and I want you to click on this gear and change it to public. That way I can find it. So when I search for it, I'm going to be able to find your name. All right. And then we're going to have to make a list of the thing when people are ready so that Miss Romine knows which ones to print. Okay. So that should get you started. I'll be back on Thursday to help you.